Hey guys, welcome to 2020 Plus Plus, a Cyberpunk 2020 second edition game. This is episode 1, the premiere. You might be wondering what sets this particular game of 2020 apart from all the rest, the infinite stratum you can find within the universe. Our game will take place in the year 2021. It is the spiritual successor to Die Party Night City. It's okay if you haven't seen that. The most key part is that our players will be part of a media team whose job will be blackmailing other corporations on behalf of their corporate sponsor. We're gonna do some quick introductions as to who everybody is here, and then we're gonna play in media res. So, Henley, who are you, and who are you playing tonight?
Oh shit, we're starting with me. All right.
Yeah, we're starting with you. Yeah.
I'm Dave. I am a former professional streamer, role player, and the person who was the creator of the original Die Party Night City that was mentioned in the thingy. If you want to go check that out, you can go over to the YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/Henley, Henley, and you can check it out there. It's like 50 episodes, but the first season is really the only one that's relevant to this plot story or whatever. Yeah, so I make video games and stuff like that on the internet, and you can check those out at No Gravity Games and Kinky Fridays on Twitter specifically. But be warned, the Kinky Fridays one is 18 plus, so don't go there if you're a small baby boy. What else? Yeah, I'll be playing Nathers, who is, I guess, judging by the overlay, a military media. I'm not sure what that means, but
I thought you hanged out with military people. You're telling me?
Yeah, no, that's true.
We'll come up with a better terminology. All right, we'll workshop it.
Yeah, but I'm playing in media, which is if you've ever watched any Cyberpunk streams before, it's probably the least played class out of all of them, except for maybe cop. But cop kind of gets played a lot more than the media. So I'm really interested in exploring that and seeing what happens there. So yeah, that's me.
Okay, Drumurboy, who are you and who are you playing?
I'm Drumurboy. I make music, put it on the internet. You can find it Spotify, all those places. You can type my name into Google, and I have one of those cool little artist side panel things if you want to listen to any of that. I'll be playing Coltan Bonez. I don't have the overlay open, so I don't know what AP wrote for me.
I think it's a street doctor.
Skater
like
doc?
That.
No,
skater doctor. Yeah, skater doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a skater doc. He said, "See you later, doc."
Yeah. Do we want to go down purchases that I've made since last session?
No, not even slightly. If people want to see the purchases that you made, they should definitely watch episode 0, character creation.
Cool. Well, those I didn't.
He did it outside of that.
That's okay. Then they will get to learn it as the game goes by. We definitely do not have time.
In
media res. Glimo, who are you and who are you playing?
Hey, I'm Glimo. I stream a lot of Call of Cthulhu and other horror RPGs. You can find me at twitch.tv/Glimo. I am playing Pascal Jaden. He is, the Cyberpunk class is a fixer. He is basically a, street fence, and he specializes in black market cyber gear.
It's true. Jillian, who are you and who are you playing?
Hi, I'm Jillian, aka Refashionista. I'm a digital marketing strategist by day. Also, I run a blog called Refashionista. It's at refashionista.net, where I take apart old thrift store clothes and turn them into better, cooler clothes. You can find me on any social channel. Just look up Refashionista. I am playing Maxine Martini. She is also a fixer with a very complicated past.
Yes. I had 2 different people come up with nemesises for you, who have name of a drink as their type. So we'll see if I ever use those.
Like Evian or or like that?
Beyond.
You can call me Tequila Sunrise.
I think one of them was your evil male clone, Max Margarita, but we'll see if I ever use that one.
My name's
And Max Margarita, shaken, not stirred. No.
Oh my God.
Joanna Sauer.
Joanna Sauer is a good name. Wow. Speaking of Joanna Sauer, let's talk to Spootnik. Who are you, and who are you playing?
I am Spootnik. You can find me on the social medias at Spootnik_71 on like Twitter and Instagram. I don't have a TikTok, but I plan on giving my information to the Chinese government soon.
Wow.
Other than that,
just not holding back, okay?
Other than that, you can find me on Wednesday nights streaming Cyberpunk 2020 on APGamingREAL channel.
You mean now?
Which is
now?
This channel right now.
Okay, I understand.
So if you're watching this, you've found me. My character is Newton Maxwell. He is a streetwise solo, quite poor, not so quick on the uptake with the cyberware. But once he makes a little money, he'll get there eventually.
Our designated go-to character for dying in surgery.
I'll probably just be the person to die in a fight.
For every Twitch Prime you use on AP's channel, Spooty will learn a TikTok dance.
Wow, don't say that. Don't give people that. Don't lie to them either.
For every subscription, Newton gets his wings.
There you go.
Friends, we start with a completely black screen, and on that screen it says something along the lines of
Wake up, samurai.
no. Why would you it's not 2077 yet. Why would you say that? You gotta anything else you want to get out of your system real quick? No?
You know there would be jokes interrupting you throughout the game.
It's completely black screen, and in yellow cyber futuristic text it says Cyberpunk was a warning, not an aspiration. Mike Pondsmith, designer of Cyberpunk 2020. Then we get TV static, and it goes black again, and it says data term crash, system restart. In the upper right hand corner, we see a scrolling text that says coming online now, and it says one email, Dante Fierro. More things start popping up, and we hear someone speaking in Chinese, and then it switches over and we hear a local police band where someone's going, I'm telling you, we just plant the weapon on them. 5 to 7, just do it, partner, put it there. It switches again, and we hear someone laughing and going, it's the 2020s. We've eliminated races in America. You think that they're going to be able to sell a fashion line based on that sort of pride? Forget about it. We're a more civilized culture now. And then we get a full view of everything happening around whoever we're seeing our point of view from. And they raise their hands. Why don't you tell me what we see up and down your arms, Mash Nathers?
Ah, sweet. So I'm not sure what type of generic advertising I'm rolling with at this point, but I assume I am. You tell me, am I hired at this point or not
yes,
hired?
you currently work for Dante Fierro via vestibule contracting.
All right. Okay. So basically, Mash Nathers will, from the point of his fingers all the way up to his elbow, will have these very vibrant, bright, almost vein-like cyberware tattoos on his hands and fingers, and then down his sleeve down here, he basically just has a nice little marquee square for advertising some sort of weird diet drink or something like that. It's probably like a diet soda that they're
Dr.
trying to
Pepsi,
push off.
of course. Yeah. There's a big merger a couple years back. You remember?
It's not even a real doctor, damn it.
Yeah, and it's got a little text underneath it says he does mascot does not have actual PhD on in really small text under it. So basically
it's like an asterisk.
Yeah, Mash Nathers is basically just like, in one hand, he's like being like, very like over the top with his hands, sort of like talking with his hands, being like, I don't know what they call it, like stage talking, hand talking. Yeah. But on the other one, he's kind of like keeping his other hand like up so that you can see the advertising on his sleeve while he's doing it. And basically down the bottom has like a marquee scrolling with like updated, like, so if someone joins in like halfway through, they can see what the situation is at a glance with like a marquee text. And that's what you see from this perspective, at least.
So all of your radio and audio visual cybernetics finally kick in and stop picking up random bands. Everything resolves around you, and beyond the hubbub of Redline City around you, all you hear is a blinking noise as the email in the upper right hand corner of your vision continues to, electronic mail. I don't know if we have email in the future yet.
It'll probably be like I don't think it's email. I think it's like a scream sheet or something like that.
You have a message from Dante Fierro, your boss.
Yeah. Okay. I will read it.
It says, Mr. Nathers, congratulations. You have been selected. As the head of my new media influencer team, I expect only the greatest work from you. The rest of your team should be arriving at your position shortly. In fact, if they're on time, your new fixers should be coming with information from a contact named Big Chomba.
Fixes, plural.
I expect you to get this problem solved within the next, tomorrow would be better. A week would be suboptimal. And if you haven't fixed it by the end of the month, you're fired. You're in charge of the team and everything but security, in which case the Salamander's in charge. If you have any questions, don't call me. Solve it yourself. Sincerely.
Like instantly, the moment he reads like Salamander, he's already looking up a rap sheet for one known as the Salamander.
All right, yeah. You're still plugged into that data terminal, so why don't you go ahead and make a library search for me?
Okay.
I'm so glad I picked that nickname.
If you don't have library search, go ahead and just...
I do have it.
Oh, excellent. Yeah. Let's set this difficulty at 10. It's not like he's a very well known in the local area.
Okay. Do I get? I can't remember. Do I get any? Do I get any bonuses for having like data term plugs?
No, you wouldn't be able to make the search without them.
I'm pretty sure you can interact with data terminals.
Yes, but when you have data term plugs, you make it like instantly rather than taking 10 minutes to Google it.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Yeah.
Your brain hacks in there, and Newton Maxwell. So why don't you describe what you look like and what's on your rap sheet right now? As we see a picture of you appear on his, like in front of his face, floating there.
So it's like a headshot of me, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
you're like holding up one of those police signs.
Yeah.
It's one of those
numbers in front.
It's a Cyberpunk Borderlands intro.
I really love those intros. They're so good.
Those are great intros. Cell shaded. You see a guy with like a scruffy kind of, not beard, but like, 5 o'clock shadow, unshaven, kind of stringy, dark brown, shoulder length hair. What looks to be a cybernetic eye, but you can't quite be sure because the picture quality isn't all that great. And what else am I supposed to describe? My rap sheet?
Oh yeah. Give me top crime you've committed in the last 24 hours.
Oh, in the last 24 hours.
How many warrants out for arrests, that sort of thing,
Hold on, I gotta pull this up real quick. What was it? Was arrested. I was arrested. My last arrest in the last 24 hours was I got rounded up by the local corporate police because I was hanging out with the nomad pack known as the Renegades, and they were basically causing trouble, and just by association, because I was there hanging out, I got pulled into the station.
Nomads are listed here as a diamond level threat to public security. They're assassins for hire that move weapons.
Yeah, so
I assume it was one of those things where they check your body for tattoos, realized you didn't have their logo tattooed on your body, and you were let go.
it's kind of like the beginning of Skyrim, wrong place, wrong time.
You just wake up in a drunk tank next to all these nomads and like, hey, you're finally awake.
Finally awake.
So as this fades from your vision and you jack out of the data terminal, you look over and you see someone who is almost certainly Jimmy Deuce Pointers leaving Big Chumba's lot with someone that looks like there's some sort of punk ass skater. And you can hear them talking, and Jimmy's just going, "Oh, so you're gonna, I don't know, like chop up some bodies, take out the organs? I think I could do a documentary on that." Behind them comes your two new fixers, Maxine and Pascal. Why don't you two describe yourself as his cyberware zooms in on you, and like we get a little identity tag that indicates your first initial and last name?
Yeah, grabs your MySpace, log in.
We see your top 8 friends.
Your mood music for your page.
Glitter gifs. Yeah.
Who wants to go first?
I will. So Pascal is 21. He's European heritage. He is in biker leather, and he has spiky hair that keeps changing color as he is walking down the street, and his eyes, he's got mirrored irises, and you see he's got, as he walks past the camera, you see the whole back of his head is just a whole bunch of cyber chips.
You're chipping in?
I'm chipping in hardcore.
Okay. Maxine, what do you got?
All right. Maxine has short, spiky blue hair on one half of her head. The other half is fully shaved. She's very slight in build, 4'9". She's wearing a trench coat with a whole bunch of pockets in it. Like the whole thing is just like covered in pockets. She's also wearing Jinko type jeans, also with tons of pockets. You can see her little chinchilla friend Brad sticking out of one of the pockets in the trench coat for a second, and then he tucks back in. She also is wearing hoop earrings and Doc Marten boots. And
Okay.
she's just kind of looking around sort of furtively, suspiciously.
Colton, are you the kind of person that arrives to a meeting first or last?
He was probably there 5 minutes beforehand, but he was just like staying out of sight until like.
Oh,
the
so you're
moment
waiting
he's-
for everybody else to show up, and then you're gonna appear.
Yeah, like waiting from across the street or like at just a distance, and then
You can see
he was there for a while though.
you can see the 4 people that you got in a manila folder this morning that are your new team members arriving at a street corner. I want to know, do you cross the street? Do you jaywalk? Do you use your skateboard? I don't know if you want to like kickflip over there, maybe do an ollie, half twist. I am saying words that I remember from Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2.
Yeah.
They may not be relevant.
I'm probably like, he's already probably on his skateboard, just bumming around on it, and then just, as soon as he sees everyone, immediately not even say goodbye to Two Fingers or whatever the guy's name was.
No. So that's your last character, not this character.
Oh.
Yeah, that was the pre-gen character is walking away. The real you is here now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I guess.
I'm picking up
Is
the
it-
show exactly where the last one.
Okay. I understand. I'll just like get out of. If that's the case, then him and Two Fingers have been waiting in a car on the side of the road. And then when I see everyone just like pop out, drop my skateboard and zip over,
All right.
probably ollie up the thing. And then when I get over, like he's got like a one of those, the axe hooks from God of War.
Yes.
Like flips it behind him. He's got that before his skateboard, so it's like a little bit longer. He just like flips it around his back and then it catches it, and then it comes down on the wheels, like on the trucks, to hang there on his back. And his hair is constantly doing like, in NES games where they have like the title screen and every once in a while has like that diagonal shine that goes through it, like solid shine. His hair does that periodically.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Wow, way to be dramatic. The five of you have gathered. All of you have seen each other's bios, to some extent, very limited amount of information. And according to the paperwork you filled out this morning, your job is to accept a schematic of a local laboratory, which I'm going to send to all of you right now, from a nomad Afritino named Big Chomba. You are to stage a raid on this facility. Whether it be overt or covert is entirely up to your choice. The final objective is to either find information inside that incriminates the people working there as having done evil and terrible... What is this? Where is this music coming from? Oh, I see. Somebody just popped an alert. I was so weirded out by it. My bad. Thank you for whoever just did that alert. You completely scared the shit out of me. Where was I? Where did I leave off? Someone remind me.
We're gonna break in the lab.
Okay, sorry. So you're heading to a local warehouse. It is a Zeta Tech laboratory warehouse. Your mission is to either find incriminating evidence of them doing something illegal or plant incriminating evidence of them doing something illegal. If they aren't doing anything illegal, the suggested plant is to say that they're doing weird things with kids in the basement, although from these handouts, it doesn't look like they actually have a basement. But in the end, the job is finished when the news report is done, and either true or fake evidence has been presented to the public that they believe.
So when everyone gathers, I'm just like, all right, shaking everyone's hands. I was like, Mash Nathers, Mash Nathers, Mash Nathers, Mash Nathers. Pleasure to meet you all. Just so you know, the moment I say go is the moment we're all on camera all the time. So it's pretty simple. Try not to be, what's the word? Cringy, I guess. Like just try not to do it. I will be post-processing your faces to be blurred if you want, unless you want the notoriety, unless you're into that, and unless you really want people to send you mail and call you slurs and stuff like that. But
I could
for
do
the most
without
part,
that.
yeah, exactly. So I will also hide all of your distinguishing features. I will probably run an effect or two over your voices so that you're not noticed, because, I assume if all goes well, we're going to be running together for a couple of weeks, maybe a month or two. Depends how much money Mr. Moneybags has in the end of the day. So don't do anything cringy, because it's really hard to edit out stuff. I like to leave the full Monty. I like to make sure that when people view my reports, there's the edited reports that I sell to, all the stupid news agencies out there. But my supporters, the big dogs, they're the ones that get the full unedited truth.
I don't think you know what the full Monty means.
Probably something to do with being naked. I want to say, look, I didn't invent the English language. It's my second language, so
Just to be clear, is Full Monty cringy or not cringy?
That depends.
I'm just glad that musical is.
Are
in
you
this
doing it right or
universe.
not?
how high is your buddy score? You know, like that's sort of the question there. So are we all in agreement that, you know, if you try and act as cool as you can all the time, yeah? Oh, and don't
Sure.
incriminate yourself, because, you know, that stuff is hard to step back from. You know, you don't want to be canceled or anything like that. So.
You've read my bio.
I mean, of course, it's publicly accessible.
All right. Well, then you don't need to worry about me.
I mean, when you're associated with me, Mr. Salamander, I kind of do. You know, I got my own future to worry about. My future far extends any sort of stuff we're doing for Mr. Fierro. So don't worry about that.
Hair swing.
Just blur my face. No distinguishing features. I'm not trying to be famous. I'm just trying to make money and get myself out of the shithole that I'm living in.
Let me ask you this. Have you customized your guns in any way? Do I need to blur your guns?
Just blur everything.
Because, you know, nowadays everyone's spray painting their guns with, like, you know, anime girls and stuff like that. I'm not sure if you're doing that, though. I haven't checked out your piece yet.
That shit is stupid.
We were supposed to bring guns.
I don't need to paint my gun to be good at using it.
I know, but you look cooler with a cool, nice skin. You know, like
I look cool enough already.
He looks pretty cool already. I'm not gonna. I just met him. Yeah, I'm already like, that guy's cool.
See, Doc knows what's up.
Do you use your knee pads for anything, or are they just there for aesthetic purposes?
I use them so I don't hurt my knees when I have to crouch down on my knees. What do you use knee pads for?
Do I look like I use knee pads? No. Come on.
Obviously.
Do you need arthritis medicine? I could probably get some.
No. Look, I know quite a lot about Taekwondo, right? I'm very flexible. If it comes to kneeling, I just don't. I just kick a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Like how you led, if you want to be more flexible.
Like, I love that this guy it's like a team manager introducing himself for the first time, and he's like, I know Taekwondo, guys. I've had several bosses like you, Mash
This is like, my character right now is basically based on like an underling of Dante. Fierro,
yes,
so.
I was heavily getting that vibe. Yes.
When you said like I know Taekwondo, I was picturing the guy with American pants from Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Just
You
think
think everybody thinks I'm a loser because I go to Starla every night?
Just think of like a very early. What's the guy with the ponytail? I forget his name.
Steven
the one that
Seagal?
does. Yeah, Steven Seagal, but in his like later worst movies.
Wow.
That's
Holy
Mash
shit.
Nathers.
Wow.
Wow.
Anyway.
Does everyone see the laboratory layout? And
Yes.
you can click
Yes.
it and pop it out and get a look at it.
Yes.
Okay, so this is the Zetatech laboratory. It's in New Redline City. It's Laboratory 22. And it's called Laboratory 22, but there's only one Zetatech laboratory in Redline City, so it's not clear why it's called 22.
Mystery numbers, man.
Yeah, mystery
What does
numbers.
Zetatech do?
It's common knowledge that Zetatech is just kind of this up and coming wetware and computer software corporation. They're not very big, and they're only considered a megacorp insofar as that they're unique. They're the only people
Have I
that
knocked these
are.
guys over yet?
Have you what?
Have I knocked these guys over yet? Have I stolen?
No,
Okay.
no. Like, it would be insane for you to knock these guys over by yourself. You would definitely, like, even if you did it, they would 100% find you and kill you. Having a team is a totally different thing, though. So they really only have 3 major offices around the world, and they've just recently opened up this Redline City branch, New Jersey. To no fanfare, they did it as quietly as possible. Most of you didn't even know that Zeta Tech had an office here.
So I'm super interested in this for my own.
Yes. So
benefit.
I mean, Zeta Tech, you personally know, Zeta Tech are developing some of the worst black cyberwares out there. No one has ever been able, no one can pin it on them, but everybody that's in the know, all the fixers, which includes Maxine, know that Zeta Tech really are the ones that are funding some of the bigger corporations with their good toys. And you personally, Pascal, know that the kind of stuff that they do is so incredibly dark, like human experimentation, mind control experiments, remote body control. It's horrible stuff and very lucrative. If you could take any samples with you or steal any industrial data, could be a nice payday on the side.
Perfect.
What type of, do we know what type of security we're looking at here?
Based on this, no, but you can, of course, head there and scope it out. Maybe
Okay.
ask some contacts.
Does anybody here have any contacts here?
I think I might. Let me make a couple calls.
All right.
Would this be street deal?
It will be street deal. Does your street deal automatically roll with your empathy stat?
Don't
It
know.
should. If it's in the basic skills, so.
Well, let's roll
the
it,
premise
and we'll see what it does. So, I know we've already rolled something, but we're going to take this one piece by piece. So you'll be rolling 1d10 plus your street deal plus your empathy stat. So you have an empathy of 7, you have a street deal of 7. Does that empathy score?
It looks like it's using cool and not.
I'll buy that.
Empathy.
Yeah, I'll buy cool.
Street deal
So
is
7
cool,
plus
yeah.
9 plus.
Okay, plus your roll is a 19. All right. So I should have asked before you roll this. Tell me about the kind of person that you are looking to get a hold of in regards to this.
So, being that I move a lot of cyberware, I know a guy who he works for a competitor, so he's gonna know like everything that's going on and have a good idea of. So he works security for one of their competitors, so he's gonna he's. For industrial espionage purposes, if nothing else, he's going to know what's going on.
Okay.
Plus, there's probably a lot of people that got recruited, like sniped from his company, or potentially were approached to be sniped that he probably would be aware of to a degree. So even if he's not fully aware of what's happening, he probably has.
So this guy's like a
An
street
inkling.
level security guard or like a minor security manager?
Minor manager.
Okay, I'll buy that. A 19 is good enough to gather that up. Tell me this person's name.
James Martin.
Okay.
Jimmy Jojo Shabadoo.
All right, Pascal. You are calling him or you're going to meet him?
I'm calling him.
He takes your call. He goes, this is Martin. Who's speaking?
It's Pascal.
Oh, Pascal. What's up, you old so-and-so? You whatchamacallem? You witchamadoozle? How's it going there, Pascal?
Well, I need some information.
That's great. I need some extra money.
I think we can make a deal.
Well, before you say that, I would hate for you to lose your reputation for excellence. Why don't you tell me what it is you want to know first?
And I'm sorry, I've forgotten the name of the.
James Martin.
No, not the.
Oh,
company.
Zeta Tech Warehouse 22.
So, I've heard that Zeta Tech has moved in. I need to know what their security is on Warehouse 22.
Oh, Zetatech, friggin' Zetatech. Everybody nowadays in the industry is talking about Zetatech. Let me tell you something. You know what? They say that we're a small stringer for Arasaka. We're proud of the work we do around here. Those Zetatech guys, you know what? I hear that they, in the middle of the night, they drive down to the combat zone and the three of them get together and they just knock heads, okay? They find people who are sleeping in the street and they just beat them up. You know who likes to beat up bums? Weaklings, cowards, okay? Zetatech can suck it, all right?
And I'll make sure that they suck it if I can get in.
Well, you know, it's actually fairly secure. The laboratory has a decontamination room you need to go to if you want to get through with the spice. Now, look, I'm not saying we don't have an emergency raid plan just in case the CEO of our contracting company wants us to get in there, but the loss sheet on that is pretty bad. Like, look, how much money are we talking here for this information? Because I might know a back door of a way in for a good price. For maybe a little bit less, I can walk you through some key personnel we've identified.
What if I offered a trade?
Like what?
I've heard rumor that you've lost some people to there. What if I can make it so that they come back on the market?
I mean, look, you know how it is in Arasaka. You betray us, you're dead to us, okay? We don't want them
What
back.
if I can make sure that they are no longer working for Zeta?
I mean, denying our enemies resources is a very lucrative trade. You can assure me that you can get all of the targets?
If our raid goes as planned, the warehouse is going to be out of business.
All right. I'll tell you what. Give me a few hours. I'll send you some coordinates. We'll meet up there, and I'll give you what I know. And we never talked.
Of course.
And hey, listen, if you screw me on this, if even one of these guys survives, it's you that I'm coming for.
You know me. You know better than to say that.
Okay. Yeah, that was really creepy. I'm hanging up now.
And recording.
You only heard one side of that.
No, I can chip into people's conversations all around me.
Oh,
especially if they're unsecured.
did you jack into Pascal's cell phone?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Pascal, it's a little invasive.
Unless you have some well, anything to do with the story, Arthur. That's Nathers' business, you know.
So I have
unless you have a scrambler thing attached.
I
to
don't
your
have the
hearing module.
scrambler, but I do have a bug detector.
Okay, so
you probably-
about at the beginning of the call, the bug detector started going off like crazy.
and then Nathers, like if you look over at Max,
My Times Square marquee in my eye is just like.
Yeah, it's like warning. This conversation is being recorded from your end.
For quality assurance purposes.
for training purposes. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it probably informs you that New Jersey's a two-party consent state as well. So that what you're doing is highly illegal.
Nice.
But it's confused because you're not actually recording anything. It just notices that someone is recording from your side. Yeah, your Times Square marquee goes crazy. The rest of you heard this conversation where Pascal was, I would say, frankly, a little creepy, more than a little scary.
So are we killing them all?
Or now.
Sounds like we've got some fixes with some testicles. I like it. I like it.
I didn't necessarily say they'd all be that we would kill them, but if your story does what it's supposed to,
Oh no!
They won't survive the night.
They will be emotionally killed.
no,
Like,
trust me, these guys won't
they will
survive the
open up
night
their
if the
social
story does
media.
what it's supposed to.
I'm not carrying my emotional bullets either.
Oh no,
Because they
they're
don't
incredibly
exist.
lightly. Okay, you got any social media at all?
What?
Exactly. You don't understand. if you out someone so bad that they cannot work anymore, they're going to be on the street. And you know what being on the street is like for someone who only works with their brain. It's not gonna go good. They're gonna make it 2 nights. Redline is I've been here a couple of weeks, and Redline is rough, real rough. It's not Night City rough, but it's rough.
It's even more rough if someone's
I look
outside with a needle gun.
I kind of look away from him. I'm like, so are we killing these guys or what? I ask Pascal.
There's a bonus in it for you if you help me with that, but otherwise I'll take care of it. As long as we do our job and burn the company to the ground, I'll take care of these. I'll take care of the few techs.
All right, sounds good.
Let the bodies hit the floor.
And then take out their organs. What?
I didn't know you were into old music. That's interesting.
If any of you want side work to handle that piece, so that I don't have to farm it out, that's fine. I'm more than happy to give you your cut on that. But that's my private deal.
At least I know next time to bring a mini fridge if this is how things are going to go.
Y'all creepy motherfuckers.
What? You don't just leave money in.
Says the
That's
guy
not to be
wearing
recording
knee
this
pads.
part of it.
Hey, look, whether I wear knee pads or not has nothing to do with the fact if I like to sell people's limbs. I don't. It's weird. I mean, I know it's. Look, I did an expose on it.
One day. We'll see how you do.
Look, I've got some experience.
Do you
Like, I might not
have
look like
enough
it,
cryo
but-
tank to take care of all those limbs?
Exactly. They're gonna be smelly.
Oh, I can rent some to you. I'm chipped in. I can tune it up for you.
Cryo tanks are kind of spendy. Like last time I looked, it was 100K.
I might know someone that can rent it to you by the hour. If you got a short transplant time.
Um,
So you can
I
tell
wanna look
Pascal
at-
is always has like 17 schemes going.
so
ABC, man, always be closing. It's cool. I got it.
I think I'll ask Maxine because she's like the neighborhood fixer, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is this laboratory anywhere inside your territory at all?
No. Nope. It's in the nice part of town.
Sorry. Not much I can do for you there.
Ooh.
I mean,
you know what
listen,
would actually
you
be
might
really
know
cool?
people who know people. You might be able to get in contact with people on the inside using your street deal.
Do people commute from like a shittier
Yes,
area to work in the nice area?
They commute from the suburbs to New
Okay.
Redline. So
Okay.
they take little, what are they called? Segways. They ride a Segway to a commuter light rail, so like a monorail, and then they take that monorail to their section of town.
Okay.
I actually got a really interesting angle you might be able to help me with here. I was thinking, Mr. Pascal over there found out for us via his contacts that they're cracking skulls and taking homeless people with them. Potentially, we could talk to a couple of people who didn't get took, or we can find out a couple of people, employees. Maybe they have a couple of lab coats or whatever they wear that we could take and sort of wear and trying to get in that way.
Let me
go
find out
undercover.
how we can get in, but I feel like you can do some deep background and some B-roll of talking to some homeless people that either saw
Absolutely.
someone get taken,
Empathy sells scream sheets. Let me tell you.
And if it happened to be kids that got taken, well, that fits the MO that we're trying to hang them on them.
Exactly. The younger, the better. And in a lot of cases, the empathetic side of this stuff it's absolute gold mine. We're gonna have to try and like, if you do find them though, Maxine, we got to make sure that we sort of tell them what they need to say a little bit. You know what I mean? You don't have any problems with that?
I have no problems with that whatsoever.
So Pascal has a voice synth, and bionic ears, and he very quickly isolates that track of "The Younger the Better," and is readying a loop of that just in case Mash ever screws him.
Oh my god!
All right, write that down in your character sheet on your inventory.
Yeah. Empathy 4, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, so how I would see this playing out would be Maxine would go back into her neighborhood, kind of wandering the streets, going to like the dodgier area of her neighborhood where she and her family usually sell drugs, right?
Yeah, like the people nod as you go past, like people wave
like
to
I'm
you.
picturing like barrels with like flames and stuff, right?
No, you live in the moderate zone, right?
Am I moderate?
Are you? Let's double check your character sheet. If you're not moderate, then yes, there are barrels of flames.
Hold on.
For some reason, I had written down that you lived in a nice part of town.
Oh no, I'm moderate. Never mind.
You live in the moderate zone.
No barrels of flames.
No barrels of flames.
You could be on the edge.
They're decorative. They're decorative barrels of flames.
They're
ironic barrel of flame.
It's those fake gas ones that turn on by switch.
Yeah.
Look, it's blocks of apartments, right? And the apartments aren't great, but everyone's got a place to live. People try not to cause too much trouble around here. As you go past your house, or your apartment block, you notice that there is a gift basket set out, and there's a card coming out of it with your name on it.
I guess I opened the card, even though I feel like this is probably a trap.
Okay. There's some fresh fruit and a cabbage and 12 9mm bullets.
Nice.
This is the tithe that the people of the neighborhood offer their queen.
I like it.
So people have gathered some things up for you. While you're looking at it, someone appears out of the darkness. It's just like, Maxine, listen, I've got the stuff. And it's the kind of person you would expect to see on a street next to a fire barrel. He looks very out of place around here. But he also has a huge trench coat like you.
Awesome.
But it is ratty and not well maintained. And he looks like a scary homeless person. He goes, I heard you're the one to see if I need to get rid of stuff. You're her, right? You're Maxine?
There's none other. What you
Listen, I've got this gel stuff, okay? It's called temper foam, all right? It's the good stuff, all right? When you sit down in it, it shapes to your body. It's like chairs and like sofas, all right? I've got it. I've heard that you're the person who likes to buy these I heard you're down on furniture. I heard you like moving stuff, so I just need to get rid of it real quick.
I mean, this is some pretty small time stuff, to be honest.
Oh, okay, all right.
But
you sure I can?
But you seem like you're pretty down on your luck right now. I mean,
I get by,
I could use your help though.
Yeah. What do you need help with? Do you need a snitch? I am great at snitching. Look, I will wear a wire. Okay. Absolutely.
That's great. Basically, what I need from you is some information. Do you know anyone in your area that is affiliated with Zetatech Warehouse 22 in any way?
I'm not corporate. I don't know anybody from Zetatech. Warehouse 22? I don't know anything about that. I could go in there wearing a wire if you want.
This dude really wants to wear a wire.
Okay, I feel like I need to let this dude wear a wire.
Let's be clear here. He actually just wants to sell you some nice furniture for a good price, but
That's great, but he's down his luck, so I'm trying to take advantage of him.
yes, I understand you're trying to take advantage of him.
Okay, all right.
Are the rest of us here, or is Maxine?
No, this
by
is just
herself?
that. This is
Okay.
on her neighborhood, so her block.
Okay, so I see a couple ways where this could work. Either like I take this poor street urchin dude like back to where we're all meeting up, and then my idea would be to like basically like outfit him to look like he works at Zeta Tech or something, or like a custodian or something, just to kind of be there and get us information we need. But I don't know how practical that is.
You could also groom him to be like.
He does not seem like
character
someone who would
witness.
work at Zeta Tech.
Okay, shit.
He would require several cyberware operations, a bath.
Okay, all right. So that would be like Pygmalion. I don't know what to do with this dude.
So while you're standing there staring at him intimidatingly, he goes, "So about that furniture, huh?"
God, I don't want any fucking furniture.
Okay, all right. I'll get out of here. I'm sorry. I just. So he like moves backwards.
Okay.
Several people nearby, like someone's leaving their apartment, and they're just like, "Hey, get out of here! You bothering Maxine?"
I don't know how to get information.
You want to come up with a
shoot.
contact?
I would love to come up with a contact.
All right. Give me a general design of who this person is and how important they are.
Would it be logical in this universe for Maxine to know anyone affiliated with Zeta Tech at all, like janitor? Like, okay,
Yeah,
so that wouldn't
absolutely.
be like, okay, Jillian, like that's Deus Ex Machina.
Yeah, so
and-
look, you're not going to know this person directly, but you have a network, and that person has a network, and they have a network. That's what Street Deal is. You will get a hold of this person eventually.
Okay.
So this person already exists. You don't need to make this contact up. There is a janitor that works there.
Okay, cool.
In order to hit this, you're going to need to hit a 20.
Okay, let me pull this up.
So that'll be your Street Deal and your cool.
All right, give me one
And
second.
let me see if I've done this correctly.
Let me tell you about a mechanic.
Yes.
If I don't know what your luck score is, but you can, before you roll, you can choose to spend
Luck. You can invest your luck into a bonus on the roll.
Okay, I want to invest my luck.
It is an expendable commodity. So if you, AP, are you doing it once per session that it refreshes?
It
or-
refreshes at the beginning of every session.
Okay. So, if you have a score of 2, then, well, a score of 3, then you can spend up to 3 points every time that we play.
Okay, cool. I'm definitely going to use luck. So this is, you said this is me 1d20 plus
It's 1d10
Yep.
plus your
1d10
cool
plus
plus your street deal. If you hit
to
street
get
deal,
20.
it should automatically roll all that, and it'll ask if you want to add anything to it.
Okay.
Also, I'm pretty sure the max bonuses you can get on a single roll is 6, if I remember correctly, or something like that. So any context bonuses you get or whatever maxes out at 6, including
Okay.
adding luck. If I remember, I don't know if that's true or not. But
All right, so I'm hitting street deal. And with that, my modifier, you said my modifier is cool.
Yeah, no,
It will automatically.
your cool's in
Okay.
there. So your modifier is however much luck you want to invest.
Okay,
So how many
I'm
points of
gonna-
that would you like to use?
Oh man, I'm just going to do 4.
Okay, you're looking to get real lucky.
Yeah. All right.
28. You absolutely destroy
Destroy
what you
My
need.
luck.
So, listen, it's better to use it and not need it than not use it and need it.
Yes.
Very true.
So, you don't know this guy directly, but it's only 1 degree of separation type deal. He's not your Kevin Bacon. You learn quite a bit about him. This person's name is Jeffrey Johnson. He is a resource manager, which is Zeta Tech talk for janitor. He has a master's in janitorial service, so he actually went to college to do this job. you know that
That
he
just
is
sounds shitty.
not paid an equivalent amount to his services. Like, he went to school for an additional 4 years and is being paid less than you at a corporate gig where he should be being paid a lot to do what he does, especially at a small, secure research facility like this. He likes to go out at night and spend some time in clubs doing totally legal drugs, but his real vice is to cover those drugs while doing illegal chipware. So he gets like whatever the latest chipware stories are and plugs them into his interface plugs. And the big one right now on the streets is a very obscure Polish novel called The Witcher. You play as Geralt of Rivia as you go through the stories.
Wow.
And every time it comes up to an intimate scene, the level of like graphics realism kicks up into super realistic for that one part. And then it drops back down to passably good enough. So yeah, like he'll like sit on a couch somewhere and pretend he's, you know, super high, and he'll be regularly buzzed out, but he'll actually in his head be going through The Witcher.
So it's like,
Like to
is it
call
like
writing the
bootleg
uniform.
stuff? Is he's like pirating?
Yeah,
it?
so
Is that
this
how it works?
it's not that he's not bootlegging it, like the people making it are bootlegging it.
Sure, and he's
Yeah,
just
so
offing
these
it.
are it's like totally stolen, illegally copyrighted stuff.
Sure, sure.
And in this universe, The Witcher never got a video game, or in a second video game, or a third video game, so it's still just an obscure Polish novel.
Okay.
I also like to believe that it's also like just some actual people that sold their like their memories of like a sex scene, and it just happens to kind of look like a character. So it's actually
it's listen, this is not the only one, but it's pretty well put together software. You know, it's like someone worked with a Unity kit for a while. Game dev in the cyberpunk future is a serious business, and if you want to make it on the streets with your illegal copyrighted stuff, you better put out quality product.
So because it's
Okay.
with Unity, the controls are kind of janky. Is that?
You just have to keep hitting E.
Yeah.
Keep hitting E.
I forget what Unity is called in this system, but it actually has a name. The name of the
Oh,
cyber.
really?
Yeah, there's like the cyberware programming.
Like programming language or whatever?
Yeah,
Right,
the
yeah,
programming
I know
language
you
has
can-
a name. I just forget what it is, but yeah, it has a library of all assets you could ever possibly need.
The lower tier version of like the illegal chipware all has the same characters.
It's all Gary's mod.
Yeah.
It's called Creator, but it's all in caps. That's what it's called. Creator is the Unity of the cyberpunk world. So you know where this guy lives. He lives in the moderate zone at Zeta Tech, but he has the smallest house on his block, and it's at the far end of the street. So like his manager lives at the front end of the street in like a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, like 6-room affair it's pretty nice, and he lives in like a studio house, like a 1-room affair at the end of the road, and has to watch all of his neighbors. Like he has to go past all the nice houses every morning. You've heard he's rather discontent with his life.
Okay.
So that's what you got, Maxine.
All right. Okay. So.
Oh, sorry. Just to be clear, his name is Jeffrey Johnson. In case
Jeffrey
I
Johnson.
forgot
All right.
that part. Masters in janitor.
Okay. So I'm going to chat him up. So.
Where do you approach him?
I approach him actually at his home, like after work. Like when would that be? Like what? Like what's
So
his
he
shift?
works 16-hour shifts.
Okay.
So you either get
yeah.
him.
So I'm getting him like right after work. Yeah.
Oh, good, excellent.
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
So he comes home about 8 o'clock at night.
And I'm basically just sitting there kind of waiting at his porch area, and I light a cigarette in the dark, you know that whole image. I said, so hey, Jeffrey.
All right. So while he's approaching, he's just like, who are you?
Well, Jeffrey, I'm going to tell you, I'm a friend. So I know you work for Zetatech.
All right, when you say that, he reaches down and taps a panel on the side of his leg. It pops out, and he starts reaching for a combat shotgun.
What is that, first of all?
It's a very small shotgun that fits in his cyber leg.
It's like a pistol, but
it's like
okay, gotcha.
It's like
He's
a
getting ready to draw a weapon on you.
yes. So
okay.
this let me describe Jeffrey for you real quick. It takes some effort for him to get down to his cyber leg. Portly. He's got the bald top and then lanky, greasy hair. Life has not been kind to him. He's got the kind of crow's feet, bad complexion. He's wearing a Zetatech t-shirt on top of what looks to be like a wife beater. He has to hike the leg of his pants up to get to the shotgun first, so you have plenty of time to say or do whatever you want before he gets there. Because he's like and he slaps his leg and the shotgun's coming out and he's like it's clear he might not also know how to use this thing correctly.
Okay, I hold up one hand, diffusing any situation there.
He's stuck. He's in a squatting position now, which is not comfortable for him. And his hand is on the shotgun, but he's having trouble getting it out of the leg. And he goes, I mean, look, I can't just talk to you, right? Like, you, what are you, like, from Internal Affairs? You're trying to trick me or something?
Jeffrey, no. You've got it wrong. I'm like holding up my hand here. As I say the next bit, like I'm pulling out of my pocket like a little treat for my chinchilla friend who's like sticking his little head out while I feed it to him. You
brought your dog to this?
No, my chinchilla. I don't have a dog. I have a chinchilla.
You brought your chinchilla. Okay, well that's what he says. He says you brought your dog to this.
And then I go on to explain what chinchilla is. No. And I said, this is Brad. Nothing to be worried about here. So
a mysterious person is waiting in front of my house in the middle of the night after I get off work and is feeding their chinchilla on my front porch, and I have nothing to be worried about.
I have an offer for you, Jeffrey. A really great opportunity that I think you'd pretty much be an idiot to turn down. So looking at your digs right now, like they aren't too swell. Sorry, no offense.
He nods, but his face is also red and he's sweating because he's still squatting this whole time.
So what would you say if I had the inside scoop on getting you a position, let's say more worthy of your skill set?
So he goes, oh, you're a corporate recruiter.
Exactly.
Okay, well, who are you with?
So this is where, I heard Pascal's conversation. Do I know where his contact was working for that rival company? Arasaka. Okay. And so I'm with Arasaka.
He goes, oh, shit. So now he moves his hand away from the gun for a moment. I would like you to make a roll here to see if he believes you or not.
All right. Is that going to be a street deal?
No, I think it's going to be some sort of lying. There must be a deception skill.
Persuasion, fast talk.
I could buy that.
Okay, give me one sec.
There might also be a persuasion, deceit skill. Yeah.
Hold on. Sorry, I've got like a tiny screen, so I have to find all my stuff. All right.
Persuasion is a primary skill for Fixer. It'll be in your. It'll be right next to Street Deal.
Sorry, I like popped out a thing and I've got like a bunch of stuff open, so I'm having like there it is. Okay, persuasion.
Yep, persuasion, fast talk. It'll be your empathy. I think it's a 15.
Let's see. Sorry. Finding it.
I mean, he's already looking to jump ship. So
it's next to Street Deal.
Oh, there it is. Yes, got it. Okay, so I hit persuasion, and let's see. I don't have a modifier. Okay, submit.
17. All right.
Nice.
He nods his head as he stands up slowly, and now he puts his hands over his head.
Well, okay, that's first of all, that's not necessary. I hope you know that the culture at Harasaka is, very friendly.
Really?
Like we're like we really had we've been doing a lot of workshops and empathy training. So yeah, like that is not
Really?
necessary. Yeah.
That is not the vibe I got at all. But
I know, but we're trying to recruit some new top talent, and you have been on our radar for a while there, Jeffrey.
Really?
Yes. But
imagining Arasaka like managers doing trust falls is like the funniest fucking image in my mind.
But so to have a position with us at Harasaka as head custodial coordinator.
Head custodial coordinator.
Yes.
That's 2 promotions.
Exactly. I'm glad you understand the gravity of the situation and the opportunity that we are prepared to.
He starts looking around. He's just like, should we be talking about this out here?
So Jeffrey, if you are interested in this opportunity, which I feel like you'd be a fool to ignore, we do need your help. So
I want to let you know what's happening here. This is a timeshare cell. You've got him on the hook, but you haven't got him sold yet.
Oh no, I know. Yep.
So now you've hit the part where he's like, "Oh, I have to help you." Like, so he goes, "Whoa, let me tell you something. If I screw over Zetatech on my way out, I'm gonna have problems for the rest of my life." Can't you do that thing where your people like break into the laboratory and kidnap me, and then I go, "Oh no, I'm being kidnapped," and then they don't look for me anymore because I was kidnapped? I love the idea that Spootnik is here the whole time, watching in the darkness. He occasionally just like nods along.
I'm like, yeah, that sounds pretty good.
There's just like some slight ambers, like a little further away that you see from him smoking as he's watching.
So Jeffrey, this really isn't even a big deal at all. All I need from you is just a little information. So I know you've been with Zetatech for a while, and they've
my entire life, yeah.
So, and they've treated you like fairly shittily. Is there, just between you and I, any sort of like shady dealings, anything that you feel that they have done, like around you, that's made you personally uncomfortable?
I'm gonna tell you that I would like you to make let me look. Do you have human perception at all?
I have.
Doesn't look like you do.
I do not have human perception.
All right, make a empathy roll real quick, and you need to hit. Let's call it a 12.
Okay. Oh, please let me hit a 12. Oh, this is bad. Submit.
Oof.
You try. His face looks so weird right now, and I want to be clear. He has not put the shotgun back in his leg, and nor has he rolled his pants down. His hands are still above his head, so the whole time he's just straining there. And there's a semi-loose shotgun coming out of his leg that's rattling every time he moves. It's hard to tell what he's thinking or feeling right now as a result.
All right, Jeffrey. I feel like we've gotten off on the wrong foot. I'm sorry. Like, I'm fairly new in the HR department, in case you can't tell, right? So the reason why I'm asking these questions of you is that we're trying to, before we bring in a new hire, with all of our new empathy training and really trying to improve our corporate culture, This is just part of a survey of questions that we're asking potential new hires. We want to know what in their current situation has made them, uncomfortable or ill at ease, just so we can do better, just so we can, provide a better work environment for you.
Okay. I would say the things that I see inside the Zetatech warehouse are horrifying mad science experiments. The stuff that goes on in there will haunt my dreams for the rest of my life.
Oh God, Jeffrey, I'm so sorry to hear that. I mean, God, we've all heard the rumors, but I had no idea it was that
The
bad.
bodies.
Oh God, I had no idea it was at that level. I can't imagine like having to deal with what you're kind of describing to me day in and day out.
It's nice to hear someone say my performance reviews lately have been intentionally altered. My manager, it's just I can't even do this. I have to go see him again in like 7 hours for a performance review again that he's going to undersell me on so I don't get a promotion.
God, like I wonder if I know him. I feel like I know someone who's like was in the head of custodial services there. I can't put my finger on
I'm the
name.
only custodial services worker at Warehouse 22.
Oh, okay.
I have to do everything.
God.
Everything.
Well, I wonder if I'm sorry, I'm just still reeling from everything that you've told me. I mean, that's just simply awful. And I mean, we have to get you out of there, Jeffrey. I mean, I'm talking to you, and like you seem like a kind, hardworking, loyal employee. I mean, I will.
He's nodding.
I'm going to pull out all the stops to make sure that you have a wonderful position with our company.
So when should I show up at Arasaka for my new job?
Jeffrey, we're going to get to that.
Have you ever sold a timeshare before?
So I just want to know, just between you and me, can you tell me a little more about what you're what you've seen that's gone on there? I guess. I mean, I'm just a little unclear on exactly.
Oh, I've actually said more than I probably should with my contract. There are some very serious NDA clauses. Company liquidation terms.
I feel like I'm not doing this right. Arg. How to get info out of this guy when I don't have much to do.
I mean, you want to... I feel like you've gotten some choice info out of him, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if can I offer a suggestion?
Please do.
Yes.
Yeah. So he mentioned specifically that he was interested in having a forced removal, like a kidnapping from the company.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps you should organize with him a way for us to get in to facilitate that.
Okay, thank you very much.
That could be our way into the building.
Awesome, that's very helpful. Okay, awesome. Thank you. All right. So Jeffrey, I mean, just with everything that you've told me, I feel like you're in a really dangerous situation. Like, we definitely want to bring you on. Like, we will be ready to start you right away. But I mean, just talking to you, I'm very concerned about your safety. I mean, tell me if I'm off track here. I mean, does that sound right? Like, you seem like you would be in fear for your life if they thought that you were a traitor to them, especially if they're doing this level of really shady dealings. So here's my thought. If you could help me and a few of my cohorts get into the building, we can do exactly what you suggested. I mean, it's not standard HR protocol by any means, but I mean, I feel like we're friends now. I mean, I care about you, Jerry. So here's what you do.
He says, my name's Jeffrey.
Jeffrey. But can I call you Jerry?
That's amazing. I really care about you, Jerry.
He goes, yeah, I might know a way or two into the facility.
So here's my thought. Me and a couple, like we'll just call them, like hired actors, will kidnap you out of the building. They won't know what's going on, and
Yeah, like an Arasaka security team. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, so how do you feel about that?
Yeah, that works for me. I mean, you'll have to be careful of the Zetatech security. I mean, it's not like they're the best shots in the world, but they all have guns.
Jeffrey, I am willing to take that risk for you.
Really?
Yes.
All right.
I believe in you, and Arasaka believes in you, and I want you to believe in you.
Look, I'll tell you what.
I just kind of stand there smiling, nodding, and...
Believe in Arasaka, who believes in you.
Yes.
We love you, Larry.
Joseph, can I call you Joseph? Look,
Please stop. It's too real.
what is your empathy again?
All right, so...
He says, look, maybe I could give you my key card on the day this goes down. I have access to everywhere. I'll say I lost my key card and they'll make another copy for me. That way I can get into work and you guys can get in there and kidnap me using my key card.
God, you're brilliant, Joseph. Can't wait to bring you on board.
He's just nodding. He says, but you're gonna have to do something about security. There's cameras all along the outside. I don't know if your team is gonna have guns or anything, but I think that there's hidden gun detectors. Sometimes they get a little iffy about old Jacob, and he like pats his leg where the shotgun now falls out onto the street, and he's like, oh shit. He puts it back in. He goes, Jacob.
How cute! You named your gun after yourself.
His name
is Jeffrey
Jeremiah,
Johnson.
okay?
It's not Jacob.
Calm down, Harry.
All right, so the way this is going to work is before you go in to your next shift...
Oh, it's 7 hours.
Yes. I mean,
okay.
Like, I'm going to let him sleep. We need him fresh. We'll have the key card, and we'll move forward with our plan. And you will be the brightest shining star in the Arasaka family.
Okay, you don't need to oversell it, but I understand. He pulls out his employee ID badge and hands it to you and says, I know I can trust you. And I'm looking forward to working for Arasaka for the rest of my life.
And I go in, I take it, and I give him a hug. Like an awkwardly long hug, like 10 seconds.
He
Like,
stands
smell
there.
his hair.
He T-poses and just lets you hang off him. He's really weirded out by this.
You made the right choice, Jimmy.
Still not his name. Okay, so you have a gold level access card to Warehouse 22. It's going to allow you access to any room. It's not going to defeat security cameras for you. It's not going to turn off any alarms or anything, but it'll get you through the doors. If anyone looks at you, though, you're clearly not the person on the badge.
Gotcha.
All right, so and it's only going to work for the next day, because if you don't break in and get this guy out tomorrow, he's probably going to be like, well, my badge was stolen.
Okay.
By Arasaka. And the last badge, the one that you now have, will stop working. Okay, so you have the badge in the middle of the night, sometime around 8 o'clock. What about the rest of you? What are you doing while Maxine acquires a security badge? Gold level. It's good stuff.
Did Pascal tell us that they like to beat up people around the...
Yes.
So
Well,
Colton
I mean, you guys all overheard it, but yes.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if all of us did. I know...
I relayed the important bits that...
Okay.
Well, Colton would go home, grab some gear, and skateboard down to the the homeless, like the underpass, I guess,
mean,
whatever.
Yeah,
wherever they would.
the old Redline is massive. So I mean, we're talking dozens of square miles of area to pick from. The closest area to the Zetatech warehouse is actually surprisingly close to Newton Maxwell's house.
Yeah, well, they probably
call it
wouldn't
a
go
house.
too far. They probably wouldn't go too far out of their way, I would assume. So just go down there and check around, see if any homeless people have seen people from there roughing people up.
Okay, Newton, what are you doing?
I can go with Colton because I know the area.
Okay,
Right.
Mash, what are you doing?
I'm torn between two worlds, Arthur.
Yeah,
on one
Earth
hand,
and Vulcan. I understand.
yeah. On one hand, I would like to go to some sort of tailor to get disguises made up for everyone.
Yeah,
Oh shit.
yeah, or
I would like to get some empathy shots with these homeless people. But then again, I know that most people don't care about homeless people in Cyberpunk, so
yeah, you have to make a compelling story for them.
Yeah.
Now listen, I'm going to tell you, people don't normally care about homeless people, but they do care about people who beat up homeless people. That's some weird stuff. That's like people who kick dogs.
Yeah, all right. So I'll go with them. Who's with us? Is it everyone else aside from
Pascal is not there, but it is Newton and Colton.
Okay, so do any of you? So I sort of turn over and say, "Hey, Pascal, I got a real doozy of a question for you, if you don't mind me asking. You're a scary dude, right? I mean, I guess, right? You consider yourself scary, yeah?
I get by.
Okay. Do you think you could sort of persuade a couple of down and out street livers if they could say a couple of choice words? Does that sort of bend the story towards what we need?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I'm not looking for you to scare them stiff. I'm looking for you to just sort of groom them a little bit to say what we need, you know?
I understand. I can get it done.
Wow, that's really weird.
Yeah.
All right, so now it's all four of you.
It's all dead eyes.
Let me ask.
So I still have to meet my contact, but I can either do this before or after.
Let's run the contact thing now.
Okay.
All right, so you go to meet with James Martin.
Yes.
He provides you with the following information that they have about personnel. There are 3 work shifts. There are 3 on-duty guards. Normally they work 2 shifts at any time, so one of them is usually off duty whenever their schedules align, which is tomorrow night. They all go together and they go down to the war zone and they find homeless people and beat them up and kill them sometimes. Other times they drag them away. There's 2 scientists that work at the facility underneath of a 3rd scientist who manages experimentation by the name of Dr. Barnabas Jenkins. There's the front desk secretary, Miss Mathers, who is she's listed as a corporate slave. So Zetatech found her burned out corpse and revived her. And then just continuously upgraded her with cyberware, and now she has to work to pay it back basically for the rest of her mortal life. So her skull's been replaced, her voice box, 90% of her body. They have a resource manager by the name of Jeffrey Johnson. And the one thing in the note from Arasaka is that the Zetatech Laboratory Warehouse 22 has been connected to the city power lines, but there is a power problem every few hours the power will drop out and the local generator inside the Zetatech warehouse will have to pick up the load, but they only have about 15 minutes of local power before they have to hope that they get hooked back in. The Arasaka notes that they think that it is a problem with local city infrastructure. Like Zetatech has not been bribing the city well enough.
Excellent.
Oh, sorry. I also got the names confused. I was actually trying to speak to Spirity's character rather
Yes,
than.
I suspected
Glimo's
as much,
character.
but
I thought so, but you know.
Yeah.
I'm also just amazed that Pascal's contact and Maxine's have the same first name. It's amazing.
I also love the idea that Pascal goes and talks to the same janitor, and he's like, "Listen, I got this great opportunity for you."
Pascal's contact is James Martin, and Maxine's is Jeffrey Johnson.
Yeah, James.
Oh.
Jerry.
I got this,
Can I call him
great opportunity
Jeffrey?
for you, Jeffrey.
Name is Jeff.
Jerry, Gary, Larry, whatever.
Okay.
It's like Parks and Rec.
Yeah, I was getting a very serious Parks and Rec vibe.
That's exactly. So just to reiterate, tomorrow all 3 guards are going out.
So you know that they get off
homeless.
work at 8 o'clock tomorrow. It's around 8 o'clock right now, so it's going to be 24 hours before they're all there.
Okay. 8 p.m., 8 a.m.
8 p.m.
So between now and 8 p.m., all the guards are out rousting homeless.
No. So 24 hours from now, they will all be off work while the facility is shut down,
Okay.
and they will be out messing with the homeless.
Okay. So 8
Does that
8 p.m.
jive though with what with the key card that we got though?
Yes.
Okay.
So the facility will be shut down, so it'll be questionable as to whether the key card works or not.
Yeah, James's key card. Got
Yes. His name is not James, but good try.
I feel like we're tight now. I mean, I can give him a nickname. Right?
And did he have any information about other ways to get into the facility?
The plan for Arasaka right now is to head to the office of Dr. Barnabas Jenkins. It's the office in the lower right-hand part of the laboratory schematics. The wall there is not reinforced. It's got one-way hologlass, so he can see out, but no one can see in. It looks like a wall from the other side, and he can project stuff up on it, like his favorite TV shows and stuff. Since it's not as armored as the rest of the facility, their attack plan is to blow the wall out and then invade his office, kidnap him, and use him and his key card to get into the rest of the facility.
Okay.
So that's the Arasaka strike team plan.
Great. And
he reminds you, he says, now, listen.
I was just going to say, I'm assuming he gives me the names of the people that he wants.
Yes, so
iced.
He needs Dr. Barnabas Jenkins, Miss Mathers, and both scientists all need to be eliminated, as they are all former Arasaka employees.
Okay. Okay. Very good.
Yeah, he looms over you. He's just like, if they are not dead, by the time you're done doing whatever you're doing, you're dead. Nobody screws Arasaka.
Except for Mrs. Arasaka.
That's not
Let
a
me
thing.
make this very clear. No one screws with me.
Whoa,
Like my
okay.
voice changer kicks in. And
Nice.
He's like, all right, no need for the theatrics. Get
James
out of here.
Jeffrey Johnson always gets this.
You just added a name in front of his name. All
John
right,
Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt.
that's
all right?
still not his name.
That
Meanwhile,
name is my name too.
let's
Funny,
head.
it's the contact's name too.
Let's head with Newton, Colton, and Mash down into the combat zone. So Newton, you're used to this area. Let me ask, what vehicle are you all transiting into this location?
Public buses.
Wow. What? Way to get robbed.
If anyone else has a car, I'm like harpooned to the back of it, but
It
I'm
doesn't.
skating.
I mean, unless Spootnik has a car, I think the answer to that is no.
I have
Are
a
we all trying to
motorcycle.
ride on my skateboard?
I should have bought a car. Wow. I thought like one of you guys would get a car.
So, all right.
Motorcycle.
Let me ask a question. Is it Newton and Mash riding the motorcycle, and Colton is harpooned onto the back of it with his skateboard?
Oh yeah, what do they call it? Like Martin McFly when he grabs onto the back of a car. What is
No,
that called?
he's using like a whip with an electromagnetic
that's right.
end of it, and he's holding onto it, and you're pulling him.
That's fine.
Okay.
I'm listening to like the synthwave cover of
Hip to be
Because-
square.
no, I think it's Massive Attack who does the house theme.
Oh yeah.
I also like the idea that Spooty has one helmet and I'm the only one that wears it. Like,
Got to protect that bowl cut, you know.
As you're driving along, you can see in an alleyway there are 3 people knifing a man to death, and someone is shouting like, "Liver, get the liver, we need the liver," and somebody else is just going, "No, body Lotta, you have to get the eyes. Natural eyes are all the rage right now." A third guy is like knifing the guy in the foot, and he's like, "Cyberware, we got cyberware down here." There are other people on the street, and as soon as these shoutings have started, everybody turns, walks away, pretends they didn't hear anything, and is moving away.
That's smart.
Okay, so you just ride on past?
Well, yeah.
All right, the 3 of you ride on past something.
They're morons. They don't know what they're looking for.
That's what you
Obviously,
say.
lungs are the best organs to harvest.
I mean, I did a quick
Idiots.
scan. I didn't find any cooler or anything. I'm not sure how they're going to bring it to where they need to go.
You'd think so, but livers are actually top dollar right now. People just destroy those like crazy.
There's lots of scavengers around here. Pay them no mind, and they won't pay you no mind.
As you are going past your own house, there is someone standing at attention in front of it, and as soon as you appear, their head turns almost mechanically to look at you. They are wearing all white robes, and you can tell that they're not just like dressy robes. There's armor plating to this. You've heard of
Blake.
these people a little bit. They're not actually crazy KKK people. They are a religious order that is becoming popular in your neighborhood called the Worshippers of the Night.
So where to Blake?
No, stop. So first off,
I
wrong
thought you
show.
were going to make like a Fight Club reference here.
Nope,
Arthur.
still nope. All of that is wrong.
Spooty's like, did I say that you could stop out of giving attention?
I'll stop my bike real quick. I'll look back at Mash and Colton. I'll say, "Give me just a minute. I don't like it when people are standing on my property." And I'll walk up to him.
I'll still sit on the back of the truck. just,
Can I
just sit there.
gauge? Can I gauge using like, I don't know, human perception or something, like who this person is?
Yeah, you
Or-
could roll awareness, and you'll add your combat sense to it.
Awareness? Okay.
Yep.
Let's see. Boop. And I add combat. So is that combat sense I add to my mod?
Is your primary skill. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, okay, so mod is 7.
Okay, 29. All right, that's huge.
Yeah.
The person.
That's what she said.
Wow. The person standing in front of you is definitely armed. They are armored. They have some form of combat training, you can see. As far as you can tell, they don't have any visible cyberware, but their whole body is covered in white robed armored clothing.
Mhm.
So that's not going to be possible. They have a hidden holster of a sidearm underneath one of their armpits, and they have several blades in their boot.
Can I help you, cowboy?
As you approach, the woman says, "My name is Sister Lakeisha. I have come to ask for your help."
Why does everybody always want my help?
I prefer to run solo.
I've heard that you are a man of conscience.
Depends.
We have come to protect the knights against the evil. The people of this city, of Old Redline, should feel peace and have the ability to rest at night without paranoia. We have become the light against the darkness that has settled into this city, literally and metaphorically. We wish for you to join our order.
I don't understand what's in this for me. You talk about providing light and safety. I've never known any of those things my entire life. Where were you 20 years ago? You didn't seem to give a shit back then. Why should I care now?
In order to stop the avalanche of hatred, someone must shoulder the burden of the boulder. Will you allow others to be crushed in its path when you, with the shoulders of Atlas, could lift it and prevent their doom?
What makes you think I'm Atlas?
We have heard things. The people on the street speak of you. They say you are a man of principle and violence.
I use violence as a means to an end.
I can see that you're not sold on this. I will return another time when you are more spiritually aware.
Yeah, this higher power stuff. I don't know about that.
The higher power is within you. Only you can defeat the evil.
Live, laugh, love, right? Yeah, whatever.
You hear like a chuckle from your car, from your motorbike. You don't
So the figure moves towards you because they have to go past you in order to get off your property and get back on the street.
I'm walking the same way you are. That's really awkward.
Yeah.
Bye. Bye.
Bye. See you later.
Hey. Bye. Okay, bye.
Then you're on the same bus together and you're just like...
Can't see meeting you here.
I feel like now is a good time to take our halfway point break.
Oh, wow, already.
Yeah, I know. It didn't feel like it.
No.
Several things to note for our audience before we disappear. One, this is not our final overlay. Radisaurus was working incredibly hard to get this overlay ready for all of you in time. He's got more overlays coming up. He's told me that the overlay will evolve. I don't know what that means, and he has not explained it to me. So there will be overlay evolution. The other thing is...
Overlution.
Oh...
Someone,
Number two
I was
is
waiting for that.
I showed everybody a picture of the overlay, and everyone was like, okay, that's good. And then Dave was like, I don't like the pink. And I shared that with Rad, and he's like, I'm throwing it out. I'm going to redo everything now. I was like, all right, way to be dramatic. But he is going to... So the overlay is going to change over time. I know that right now you all haven't gotten to see the roles very well. You haven't gotten to see our combat map. We're working on that. Rad unfortunately had to some emergency today and tonight, so it wasn't finished in time. Bearded Jalopno, who is an artist I've worked with several times, is working on getting all of the character art out. Doing 5 characters in 1 week was not within his range of capabilities. He will be ready for it next week. And finally, our Cyberpunk 2020++ theme down over here. I'm pointing in the correct direction, but my arm is not. I'm just not going to be able to do it. That thing over there that's been glowing at you all evening was done by Sunspirit. I think it looks fantastic. That thumbnail is really good. So know that a lot of people got together to work all this happened for you. We'll be back in about 8 minutes for the second half. For those of you on YouTube, just sit and watch an ad, maybe. I don't know, or don't hit skip. Maybe no. Maybe something
get a
about
Cyberpunk ad.
Oh, maybe you will get a Cyberpunk ad or something for Masterclass. You know, I like those ads. You can sit through part of them. Yeah.
Bespoke posts.
This is a Cardinal Sin of PDM right here.
Free sub if anyone wants it. Message me.
Okay.
Nice.